بيناديني أنا لأهلي أنا فديهم أنا دمي فلسطيني 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 أنا دمي فلسطيني
Okay, so my friends, a pleasant, good Sunday afternoon in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And what you are witnessing here is a march of solidarity for the people of Palestine, for the ceasing of the war or the genocide in Palestine. We are seeing the young, we are seeing the old, we are seeing the strong, we are seeing the not so strong, we are seeing the kids, we are seeing people from different walks of life, and they are here showing solidarity to the people and the cause, asking Israel, asking the allies to stop and cease this war immediately. This clearly indicates, my dear friends, the hadith of our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, where he said, the ummah is like one body, and when one part of the body aches, the whole body jump to its rescue or to the assistance. And that is what we are seeing here in Trinidad and Tobago, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. We are seeing, my friends, a barrage, a flood of support for the people of Palestine.
Look at the little one in the trolley, the pram. Just look at that. Just look. That is a beautiful sight. This baby in his dad's shoulder. He's holding a little homemade Palestinian flag with his crayons. Little baby here in daddy's shoulder again.
Something that really and truly is something that is positive that is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. That is rude awakening, letting people in Trinidad and Tobago know for a fact that what is happening in Palestine at this point in time is really and truly a genocide. And whoever say differently, maybe they have different information. But we are seeing what we are hearing, what we are understanding, and the history that we know about Palestine. My friends, this is a champion move that is being made by concerned citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, not only Muslim, but concerned citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, rallying and making sure that the government of Trinidad and Tobago understand that they have a responsibility to the 125, 130,000 Muslims that is residing in Trinidad and Tobago. And we find that they should have at least communicated and gather intel and maybe make some proclamation so that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago understand that we have true leadership.
No, man, we have a lot of people after this war, even while the war went on. Hundreds of thousands of people have been left homeless. Here it is time to open the doors for some refugees from Gaza.
But at this point in time, I don't think Trinidad and Tobago have any room for any refugees simply because approximately 140,000 South American natives have entered this country. Maybe it could be approximately, but what I'm saying, at this point in time, the Islamic community would welcome maybe a couple 100,000 too. I've been talking about it in 5 years. Okay, my dear friends, those of you who are locked on, those of you who are watching our program on this beautiful station, Sentinel Media Broadcasting. I am your host, Imam Rashid Karim, my co-host, Mr. Premchand Baldev. We are here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, highlighting some of the atrocities that has been perpetrated upon the hard-working citizens of our country. And we ask you, my friends, those of you who are locked on, to contribute to our program by calling the number 740-3347 and letting us know what is taking place in your neck of the woods. It doesn't only have to be negativity. If there's something positive that is happening in your communities, in your localities, maybe you would like to highlight it and you would like others maybe to follow suit, we are here to highlight those institutions, those organizations who are willing to really and truly entrust the betterment of Trinidad and Tobago not only into the hands of the political leadership, but again to the civil-minded citizens of this beautiful country, Trinidad and Tobago. My friends, we do have a bumper program for you all today. As you all would have been aware, yesterday there was a solidarity walk from the Center Point Mall straight onto the Baraka grounds, that is at the Nasalu Ramayan Marg, that is opposite the Diwali Nagar in Trinidad and Tobago. And my friends, it was really and truly well attended. But again, just a word of advice, very, very importantly, that in Trinidad and Tobago, there is approximately 140,000 Muslims. And you would realize that when we look at the percentage of people that really and truly showed up, it would have been a very meager population perspective. So we are asking you the next time, you know, we have that concerned citizens, and I'm using the word concerned citizens of Trinidad and Tobago against what is taking place, the genocide in Pakistan, Palestine, my friends. We would like to ask you all to join with us. Again, my host, my co-host, Mr. Premchand Baldev, he was there in his full glee. And again, my friends, we have a lot in our list of items to discuss on our program here today. Prem?
So thank you very much, Imam. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, and a pleasant good afternoon to all our viewers on TikTok. Imam, you forgot to mention that. On YouTube, on Facebook, and on Sentinel Media Broadcasting Live. Okay, now feedback. Yeah. So, as Imam was saying, yesterday, how should I say, the Islamic community or citizens of Trinidad and Tobago?
Concerned citizens of this
Concerned
country.
citizens of this country was involved in a march organized by the Muslim community, so to speak, right? The meeting point was at Center Point Mall in Shogunas. And there, my friends, approximately 3,000 to 4,000 people of all walks of life, all religion, all races, all cultures. To simplify that, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, the Baha'i, the Rastafarian faith, and cult, and everybody else. And Amerindians also. They were there, and the moment, you know, the green light was given by our Reverend Imam here, Imam Rashid Karim, the route to be taken, right, was clearly indicated by the police officers present there. And, you know, our marchers, so to speak, you know, they followed that route. And we had a very peaceful, a joyous, a energetic, a jubilant, and may I say, a spiritual march in support of the people of Hamas and Palestine. Now, Imam, the march went to the Karani Savannah Road, up to the gas station, heading to the Diwali Nagar at the Nasalu Ramaya Road, and then into the Baraka grounds. Okay? There were thousands of people present there. There were a lot of media houses. Imam, I spoke to people from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Right? This guy and his in-laws from Pakistan, they were there. There were people from Malaysia. There were people from Honduras, sorry. And whatnot. And we have some videos to support what we are saying. Director, can you show some of those videos? Clips, maybe? Free. Volume? They are about to embark on this grand march in support of our people, our brothers and sisters in Palestine. The genocide, the crime, the war crimes, the hate crimes, and so many other atrocities that have been perpetrated against the people of Palestine. And you know, Imam, something struck me yesterday. If these same genocide, the crimes of war crimes and genocide were being perpetrated against the people of India, right? Would the Hindus, would the Indians be trying to come out in support of a march of a similar nature? We need to think, you know, we cannot be narrow-minded.
I think we need to, what side of that is
Palestine will be free.
pressure
From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free.
Now, Imam, may I add, there were members of parliament present in that march. There were ministers of different religions present in that march. There were children, baby. Look at that child on the extreme right, in his brother's shoulder. There were parents pushing their little newborn baby in prams.
Yeah.
All right, and there were elderly people walking, trekking that journey from Center Point Mall to Baraka grounds. And you know, as Imam said, he is a bit shocked that, you know, the turnout wasn't bigger than that, Imam.
No,
Your comments?
I would have expected, because I tell you something, this is the third protest rally or solidarity walk that concerned Muslims of Trinidad and Tobago have embarked upon. And I tell you something, I have done a little forensic in the gathering itself, and I would have realized, my brothers and sisters, there were people from the different organizations, the higher organizational level. They didn't really show any support. It seems as though they are more concerned with maybe the dictates of the governance of the country and so forth. Maybe they have had other issues or other axe to grind when it comes to that issue. But again, the mandate coming from the Sunnah and from the narratives of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said that the Ummah is like one body, right? The whole community is like one body. And if one part of the body ails or aches or pains,
the whole body suffers.
the whole body will go to the assistance of that. Again, you know, we have that problem with callers. Again, we want you all to call, but the number to call us is 740-3347. If you call my number, I know for a fact that many of you would have been acquainted with me and have my number personally, and you are trying to get on the show. Please call 740-3347. That is the number that you're going to really and truly reach us, because that is the number that is connected, right, with the
broadcast
whole system. Right? So again, thank you all for calling, but please call 740-3347. That's the number. Now, I was telling many persons, and we had a lot of communication with different people who want to come. As I said, bottom line is this, right? There are people whose faith is differently aligned. Some people are saying, and I don't want to give you a response, because yesterday, when I reached the Shoguna's main road, I will listen to the murmurings of many of those persons who were on the
bystanders looking on
the sidewalk. And you know, some of those people were supportive, yes, but then again, there were some who were very, very negative, in the sense they were saying that we have similar problem in Trinidad, and why it is that the Muslims are not coming out and marching for that. But the point here, my friends, is that you, the one who is talking, the one who is being vocal,
they're not in the
and
march.
the one who is negative,
Yes.
and the one who is, you know, whispering negativity, they don't come out of nothing. That's the reason why Colin Imbert could have raised the price of gas for 9 times. Because men like you all don't have cars. You are in busy corner doing nothing. You are there sitting and you are mopping. You go in there to mop. I wanted to get on yesterday, but I say, Imam, keep your cool, because I tell you something, they were trying to raise the temperature of the whole atmosphere by saying those things, that, you know, why it is that they don't go in the desert and protest. This was the, you know, the sentiments of some of those, you know what, those miscreants in the busy corner area there. My friends, those of you are locked on. When we look at the international scenario, what is taking place, right? I tell you something, bottom line, we could march, we could never march. We could do whatever we want, but on the day of judgment, there's a story, Prem. You remember the story of the hummingbird?
Yes, yeah.
Right? And I tell you all something, the hummingbird, there was this big fire in the forest, right? This big fire in the forest. And all the big animals and all the giraffes and the lions and everybody, they were fleeing the forest. And this hummingbird filled one beak of water and was going towards the fire and throwing that one drop or one beak of water in that fire. And the rest were jeering and mocking at him. What you doing that can't out the fire? He said, I know this cannot. But when my Lord, my Creator, imagine the birds have that wisdom. And we are the best of God's creation. What did you do for the people of Palestine? Did you say anything? Did you stand up? I looking at some people who are criticizing now. We wasting we time here by doing that. Nobody's going to listen. And the Arabs and the people next, you know, the Muslim world who is adjacent to Palestine, not doing anything. My friends.
Imam, let me just, I want to something at this point,
Say it,
right? Now, if I say it from our scriptures, it will be in Hindi, and I would have to explain it in English. I double work.
Yeah.
So let me just say it in English, all right? In our scriptures, the blessed Lord said that you are sitting in your home, and this is an analogy, a reference, right? And the neighbor house burns to ashes. And you sit in your porch and you fold your arm and say, I'm sorry, you know.
Yeah.
Can your sorry help anything, Imam?
No.
Keep your selfish, useless sorry. You see when you get up and you go and throw a bucket of water, or you say, neighbor, look, I've made roti and bhaji, come and eat something.
Yeah.
Or you lend them some sheets. or you provide meals for them, or you ask them to come and stay by you until or you can fix all your house, then your compassion, then your mercy is of any value.
Exactly.
How are you talking, ma'am?
And exactly. That is same sentiments that we are sharing here on our program. And you, I know for a fact, myself and Prem, we go a long way back. And we don't really and truly, manipulate each other's religion. Because we know for a fact, and I Prem have understood the ayat of Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in chapter 109, to you your way and to me my way. Eventually, you will see what you are doing. Now, the bottom line here, my friends, those of you who are locked on, it is your responsibility. If you are a person who are frail and weak and you can't walk, it was a fairly good distance, right? It is a fairly good distance, and the police officers would time it. It was approximately...
It was a 30 minutes walk.
More than that, about 40 minutes, he said.
Okay.
Because,
I heard him say 30.
Yeah, he was saying 30, but basically, remember, people were walking...
When he checked his 30, we had some stranglers still coming.
Right.
You're correct.
So we're talking about maybe 45 minutes, people were walking for that trek. Now, I tell you something, every footstep that you take towards doing a right or a good action, you are going to be rewarded, bottom line. So those of you who want to stay home and say, Palestine, let Palestine do what they want, and let Israel do what they want, and that ain't bothering me because I live in Trinidad and Tobago, I tell you all something, there's going to be a day of requital when we're going to stand before our Creator, our Maker, and you have to give account for every moment that you spend in this world. And if you cannot, my friends, that's up to you. My friends, we don't want to dwell too much on this.
Yeah, but Imam, before we close that topic, right? We have a clip. I don't know if it will be appropriate or our director will approve of showing that, right? But the Hamas leader shows in a clip where Israel forces carried weapons wrapped in bed sheets, wrapped in coverlets, wrapped in blanket into the Al-Shifa hospital. And that is where Israel is showing pity and saying the Hamas has weapons of mass destruction hiding underneath the hospital. The truth is being revealed day by day.
And I tell you something, if the whole world lie against the truth, on the day of requital again, on the day of judgment, you are going to see what your hand has sent forward. That's the bottom line. Bottom line, because we cannot give life and we cannot take life. Always remember that. When you look at biblical story, you're going to realize men like Pharaoh, right? They thought that they could have bamboozled the prophet at that time, where he said, go and bring somebody from the dungeon and set him free. And then he go and bring somebody from the streets and slay him and say, look, I give life and I take life. Now, this is the attitude of the people today. They feel that God Almighty is sleeping. God Almighty knows all these things that is happening is a wake-up call for the Islamic community and the world at large. What is happening in Palestine? These people in Palestine, they are strong. These people in Palestine, they are vociferous. They are going without food. Today we are deciding if we want to eat KFC, if we want to eat churches, if we want to eat Royal Castle, if we want to eat Mario's, if we want to drink Ritual. This is what we are deciding if we want to drink Coca-Cola.
Oh, I like where mommy cook.
Yes. This is what
I'm going to buy food.
This is what we are deciding. And in that country, whether if they get a Coca-Cola now, they're going to drink it. If they get a KFC, they're going to eat it. And the point I am making, my friends, today we are fighting and we are bickering over trivial matters, and the real issue is there. One journalist mentioned this, Prem, and he mentioned this, and that was so truthful in the words that this journalist, and this guy is not a Muslim. He said that the Arab world, they sit in a summit weekend. They sat in a summit weekend,
yes,
and they had the opportunity in their hands to stop that war, that genocide that was taking place in Palestine at this point in time, and they choose not to. All they had was to do is just like how certain countries have put embargo in South America, North America, and different parts of the world. You just clamp down, say, well, hey, what? We're not going to sell you oil until that war stops. That's it. And that war would have stopped. But again, I tell you something. This whole scenario that is taking place, it is going to play out. It is going to play out.
Imam, there is profit and gain.
Yeah.
In that war,
yeah.
arms and ammunition must be sold. Yeah. And as you're on that point, the Prime Minister who attended that CARICOM Saudi Arabia summit, that was the name of the summit, yeah, right? Mr. Dr. Rowley is to address the nation today 2 o'clock, right? On that summit. I don't want to say what was...
I will tell you something. When the Islamic community, the Hindu community in Trinidad and Tobago is about 160 to 170,000 people. The Islamic community in Trinidad and Tobago is approximately 140 to 150, as a margin of about 2 or 3% in variations. And I tell you something, the leaders that we have in this country, the so-called Muslim leaders, the so-called, and you could say, I don't want to encroach in your faith, but what I'm saying, the so-called Islamic leaders, they wait last minute. They wait last minute. You see, they're making proclamation over when Dr. Rowley speak today, and if Dr. Rowley say bullful, they're going to follow suit. They have no bargaining power. They have no ability. They have no ability to moderate on behalf of stability, whether it be in Trinidad and Tobago, whether it be in the CARICOM, whether it be internationally. My friends, we have the most weak leaders. And people like myself, when we stand up, people are going to attack us and they're going to say, look at him. Look at him. We are the ones who are, vociferous all the time, coming out. Why is it that you all can't join us? Do you think I want a medal around my neck? Do you think I want to be the chairman of any big organization? That's a waste of time. You have to be able to moderate so that the people of the country can be liberated, they can be freed, and they can be in a position whereby they can live a peaceful and a calm, resilient life. And we're not getting that with you as the leadership. Whether it be in the Hindu community, whether it be in the Islamic community, whether it be in any other community, whether it be political, whether it be opposition, same problem. And that is the reason for that, the only reason for that, Prem. Let me see how good he is. Tell me the reason for that. Tell me the reason for that.
Hold up the reason there.
Tell me the reason.
Look at my number one on my topic to be discussed. Listen to what I wrote when I came to this studio here.
I didn't watch your paper, yeah?
We didn't get to exchange pleasantries downstairs. I didn't see him.
Yeah.
Listen to what I wrote here. Is Trinidad and Tobago being governed by a minority government or by the opposition? Because everything is the opposition.
Yeah.
And the opposition is nothing.
Right.
All right? There is no information coming forth from both sides with respect to safety and security. We just had a CARICOM Saudi Arabian summit.
Yeah.
We had 3 Caribbean summits on crime just the other day. All right? With respect to safety and security of the citizens, murders are happening as we speak. Kidnapping, poverty, education system, health infrastructure, roads and flooding. And you know something, Imam? There are children, people. You need to be very observant sometimes when you go places. In the markets, Monday to Sunday, there are children there. Mm-hmm. Why are they not in schools? There are children begging Trinidad and Tobago.
I can tell you the reason.
Just so, Imam,
I can tell you the reason.
there are Trinidad and Tobago children begging beside the minor roads and by the junction. What is the community police doing about that? What is the school system doing about that? What is the Ministry of Education doing about that?
I tell you something,
there is no accountability for these children.
Number one, Prem, and people could join in this conversation. The number is 740-3347. You remember in the olden days, the olden days.
They had a, what do you call them? Beckles?
Yeah, Beckles and it's what I said.
Yes.
But what I'm saying, right, you would have realized that some of the brothers and the siblings, in other words, they would have sacrificed their future, so to speak, by allowing maybe another sibling to enter the school system.
Yeah, and they work and support. Yes.
Now, I tell you something, that has been back to the normal channel today. When you see those children selling,
you make me hear
when you see those children selling in the market, it's a simple thing. Sometimes a parent might see a child, hey, this child could do a trade, and this one could become the doctor or the lawyer. So what happened? The tradesman now, he has to go in the market and sell, get some time off, and go and learn to carpentry, how to mix concrete, whatever. That is happening in our country today. If you can't see it, I am seeing it. I am a grassroots man. I am a white line man in the sense that I am from the bottom. I am from the bottom of the ladder, the last shredder. I am from there, so I could see these things. Unlike others, they are pretenders. They don't want to see what is taking place right in front of their eyes. Like, for example, let me just tell you something. I spoke to an officer this morning, the Shogunas police station. They are putting up the barricade. They are lifting the wall, right? They are lifting the wall. And you look right in front. Imagine this, Imagine this is Shogunas police station I'm speaking about. And right in front where the garbage bin there's a big hole.
How the hole reached the way, ma'am?
No, the wall has been broken down. There's a big hole. They're barricading everything all around. And then just where the bin is, there's a big hole. Anybody could creep in there. Anybody could run in there. That's number one. The gate is the same 4 feet height gate. That gate, if you're barricading around, yes, and that is something that has to be done now. Commissioner of Police taking a good stand because there's going to be a time, and I have predicted this in the past. I have predicted what is happening in other parts of the world is going to take depth in Trinidad and Tobago. You have been seeing this. A man, you saw this on Facebook. A man went into the insurance company upstairs in the lobby. He shoot a woman. Then he went downstairs. He hijacked a car. Look at there. Reports reaching the DJ Sheriff News stated that a man entered an insurance company in crossing San Fernando and shot a woman twice in the waiting room. And then he ran out and stopped a vehicle and shot and killed the driver and took the vehicle. This is things that you see in movies, and it is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. And we are not hearing anything. You know what is happening in our country?
All that shooting taking place there inside the people insurance company, and no arrest was made, no video footage available.
They will have
that guy should have, and the vehicle number, he should have been apprehended a long time. Third man killed outside police base in a week.
Understand?
And that's Trinidad,
That's so what we are seeing here, my friends, now you see something, when I bring up things here, men that get vexed, and men that want to say, Imam talking, and Imam this. Now the police protecting themselves. You know this? The police is protecting themselves.
Yeah, but Imam, the shooting taking place in front of the station.
Right, but the police is doing the best thing, they're protecting themselves.
Or building the wall.
They could stand a chance. But what about citizens like me and you? What about citizens who don't have a firearm? What about citizens who have to brave the inclemency of different hours of the morning to go to the mosque, go to the temple, to do what they have to do? What is going to happen to them? We have been asking on this program, we're going to take a break, but we're going to ask a question again. We have been asking Commissioner of Police, Ms. Erla, to make some sort of statement telling the John public outside here, hard-working businessmen in this country, businesswomen in this country, families who are hard-working members of our society, what can we do to protect ourselves and our families? Put some proclamation for us, whether we could use a cutlass, whether we could use a knife, whether we could use a flinging shot, whether we could use a baton, whether we could use a cane. Tell us what we can use.
Or apply for a fuel,
a pepper spray.
And if you qualify, I'll grant it.
Or a pepper
spray.
spray. So we're going to take a break, my friends. When we come back, we're going to continue our program. This program, Hard Facts, is here to stay because we are real. We are no cartoon. We are not hiding behind anything. We are telling you the truth. We are not attacking America. We are not attacking no country. But what we are seeing is what we are hearing, what we are seeing, it has to have some truth in it. And all we are doing as media personnel, we are highlighting and we are bringing to the forefront information that you can use, that you can dissect, and most likely you will understand what is really taking place with that Palestinian war and what is taking place in our own country, what is taking place in the Caribbean hemisphere. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to continue with this vigorous, vital program, Hard Facts.
So my friends, welcome back to our program, Hard Facts. And you know, I was just asking the Imam, what happened here just now? We started off the program, we started with a big bang, and it went, in an explosive mode. However, we are back to Hard Facts, okay?
And director was giving us statistics.
Statistics. What is it exactly, Imam? Do you have it?
95 people, 85 in TikTok, and about 100 people.
Something viewing on YouTube, yeah. Okay? Now, Imam, you were present at the march yesterday. I was there from early o'clock, okay? I'm asking this question. You don't have to answer.
Yeah.
Did you see any parliamentarian there, any members of parliament? And before we go there, you being the CEO of this company, all right? I was going through the telephone message book when I came in here. I had some time to spare. And I saw telephone messages being recorded from members of parliament and previous members, or should I say past members of parliament, who wants to come into the program. All right? I cannot respond to that. That is your baby.
Okay, so again, to the question that was asked and posed to me pertaining to the MPs and those past MPs who have asked us to be part of the program, and they would like to come as maybe not
a guest
in our program, and to maybe mention a few things because they like, they have spoken to us and they like the direction that we are taking. We are not attacking anybody because, as I said before, we are telling you we are calling a spade a spade. We are calling a shovel a shovel. Simple as that. Now, you asked a very pertinent question there. I was privileged to recognize in that gathering there MP for Caroni East, Anil Ram.
That's yesterday.
Yeah, Anil Ram, he was there. San Juan Barataria MP, Mr. Saddam Hussein, I saw him. The Honorable Mayor for Shogunas, Mayor Faik Mohammed. I also saw the councillor for the area, Felicity Greenwich Road. But the area is so cut up by EBC is that you don't know who is the councillor for who. Right? Because I tell you something.
But that councillor was there, regardless of what area he represents.
And he was...
What was his name?
I just normally call him Gil. I can't remember his
big
name.
up to Gil.
Right? And I gave him a drop home and I had some discussions about the cremation site. And he gave me a long story why the project has not continued. But I said, as a matter of fact, I said, whatever is happening with that is not our concern. What concerns us is those holes that people have to tread. I believe that you all could use some crush run and you can use some oil sand and you can level that so at least people who are going to do their last rites for their families, they can be able to traverse the pathways properly. That's all. Right? We don't want the road Baba Green. We don't want the road smooth as a baby bottom. We don't want that. All we are asking is those large, humongous potholes that is there, try to rectify that and correct it. And while you are also on the same topic, I told him, I said Greenwich Road, right-hand side, belong to Faik, and the left-hand side belong to you, Mr. Counselor. And he said to me that, Imam, he's going to try to see what he's going to do. Faik said the same thing. Wendy said the same thing. And now this gentleman is saying the same thing. I don't know who is going to really and truly manifest their words positively so that the residents of Greenwich Road, Lacan Trace Extension could have some sort of comfort. Because we are paying, imagine this, right? Trinidad and Tobago, I want you all to listen to me. The people in north of Trinidad, we're talking about Westmoreland, we're talking about Maraval, we're talking about all those nice Valsayn North, Valsayn South, they are paying the same taxes like you and I. I want to ask a question, right? Is the taxes for Valsayn, is the taxes for Felicity, is the taxes for San Fernando Labre, is the taxes for Toco the same, Mr. Finance Minister? Is it the same? If so, why it is that the people in the north, people in certain cadastral areas, they are having good roads, they are having good water supply, they are having good electricity, they are having everything good, while us, the people who are living in the no man's land, like Felicity, like Charlieville, like Monroe Road, like Endeavour, like Chandanagar, like Couva, and these areas, we are paying the same taxes for the same property that we have worked hard, that we have built, we rent in our own home frame. I want you to tell your mother that, see if your mother don't use some different language to describe these fellas. She might even say Gadaha. Maybe you could tell them that. But the point I'm making,
You have a more dangerous word.
but we don't want to say
can't
that
say that here.
Yeah. Like I remember on Masana Bahar. You remember, right?
Yeah.
So we're not going down
We're
there.
not
But
going
again,
there.
my friends, those of you who are locked on,
Yeah, but Imam, what I want to say, the question you just posed to the Minister of Finance, right? Is the money allocated to these built-up areas? Is the same money? Is it the same figures or the same money allocated to other areas? And if the answer is yes, then, Mr. Minister of Finance, a forensic audit must be put into effect for these boroughs that we have here, especially the Shogunate boroughs. Because where the hell the money going?
It clearly indicates that something is adverse. Either the money, because I remember this AC, air conditioned unit, to clean our air conditioned unit costing the borough of Shogunas in the precinct of $25 to $3,000 to clean a unit. In
But
some
that's the
cases,
cost of the unit.
and a unit costing $3,800. So every time they're going to clean a unit, just drawing a reference. We could be wrong with figures, but what I'm saying, that if that is the case, right, you are spending $3,000 to clean a unit and a new unit costing $3,800 to $3,500, what do you do? Right? So we are asking John Public outside there, is it fair? Is it fair that we living in rural areas have to pay the same property tax like people in the Maraval area and all those Valsain big up areas? We have to pay the same property tax, Lanchback and all those areas, and they're getting full service while we are getting little or no service. Is that fair? And that is the reason why we hire the government of Trinidad and Tobago. We implemented, some of us, we didn't vote for the PNM because we know for a fact that the PNM cannot handle the portfolio of leadership and management programs in our country, because we have seen the failure, the utter failure of the government for the past 8 years, whether you like it or not. You might like it, you might say, okay, the PNM doing good, show us. Show us.
Yeah, but Imam, I want to add to that, you know.
Tell
And
me.
you may disagree with me. It's all well and good.
Say it.
I will stop drinking your free coffee.
Say it.
Right? We have seen the utter failure of the government for the past 8 years. And we have seen the utter failure of the opposition in respect of opposing.
Well, I don't have any rebuttal to that.
So again, my coffee.
What you are saying, coffee is here free. But what I'm saying to you all, my friends, those of you who are locked on, when good men and women remain silent in a country, in a precinct, whether it be in your mosque, whether it be in your church, whether it be in your temple, whether it be in your sporting arena, whether it be in your own village council, and you remain silent and you allow this pestilence and this plague to take place, you are part of the problem. You are not part of the solution. People are lamenting, as I said before. I tell you, these fellas in the busy corner there, hey, why all of the one protest in the Sahara Desert? That's what they're saying. And them Muslim and them, and this is what they're saying. The Muslim and them, we have so much problem in this country. Always the problem. You all is the problem, because watch me, you all have enough today, Sunday afternoon. Why is it that you can't take your children and go to the savannah or go to the beach or go somewhere and treat your wife and daughters to some lavish meal or something like that? But you are in the corner there looking to see a next man wife passing or a next man daughter
Or who
passing
could hand them a dollar.
to harass them.
Correct,
That is what
yes.
you all waiting there for. And when people like us, who are positive thinkers, we see what is taking place. We don't have any arms, we don't have any ammunition. We can't board a plane and go and fight in Israel. We can't do that. What we can do, which is the weakest of all faith, is to speak about it, and that is what we are doing. So if you don't want to join us, then keep your bloody mouth shut.
Correct. I agree
Keep
with
your
you,
bloody
man.
mouth shut. Prim?
Keep your blasted mouth shut.
Yes.
Yes.
So those
and
of,
mind your business
so
side
those
road.
of you who are locked on
Yeah.
again, right? This issues, if we have good leaders, right? I've been saying this over and over. I want a protest. My community want a protest. We want better roads. We want better drainage. We want better public service in the hospitals. We want, imagine this. Just imagine this. I will walk in that march, and the government of Trinidad and Tobago, they rent a building, paying exorbitant rent for the Shogunas Health Center while construction work is going on. I tell you how dotish we could be again. You tell me how dotish we could be again. You renting an incomplete building and you
Paying
are paying
money.
monies, right? Yesterday when I passed, I said, hey, Lord have mercy in Trinidad and Tobago. If that is the type of leadership that we have, we really and truly dog better than us.
Let us take a break.
Let's take a break,
Yeah.
Director.
So, my friends, welcome back to the program Hard Facts, and it is really, really hard facts here, Imam. We got to slow down a bit, okay? Now, Imam, you were speaking about the Shogun's Health Center yesterday, but I also observed that, tile work is taking place and other, in building work is taking place, such as painting and whatnot. How could the government, should I say, be paying already for that building while if tile work is taking place in the ground floor, Imam, or in front?
Yeah.
Nobody can use it.
No.
It's a health hazard.
Yeah.
It's against the OSHA Act.
Correct.
All right?
Now, my point here is, these are things that I could see, right? Remember, I'm driving. Just as how I could have seen in front of the Shoguna's police station, there's the garbage bin, right? All about is being fabricated with, those private fence and all these things. But just by the garbage bin, there's a big hole there that anybody could crawl through and go in and do what they have to do. Now, that's that. Plus, by the gate, the police station, Shoguna's police station, the gate is just about 4 feet high. Somebody can just jump across. You're fixing right or wrong. Like, something, I'll give you an example. Some of you might laugh. I went to pick up a fella who wanted a job for me. So he told me he living in Carsonfield. Lo and behold, I went in Carsonfield. And when I watch the front of the house, I see one big padlock like this in a steel door, right? Listen carefully, Trinidad and Tobago. I watch the whole front and I watch the side coming in. Nice and strong, right? Nice and strong, positive. When I drive a little further down, you know what the other side have? The other side have feedback. The other side of the house have feedback and the back have feedback. But in front of the house have a big door and a big padlock. Anybody pass, hey, you can't bring that long way. No. But the next side, the two sides, that is what I saw when I look at the police station, the remedial work that they are doing. I saw that and I laugh. When I going down the road again, that is for the protest. I've been watching forensic auditor as I am, and I saw this. I say, wait, this is a new building.
So the wall is 6-7 feet high, and the gate is 4 feet.
And the gate is 4 feet.
That's nice.
So a dog or a cat,
that's why the police will jump over.
Yeah, a dog or a cat could just jump across. I don't have a problem. People get contract to do their work. Maybe I talking before turn. Maybe they will finish that, right? But the point I'm making is that the Shoguna's Health Center and Trinidad and Tobago, your money is being spent there, not mine alone. My money and Prem money and your money is being spent there. Now you rent a building and the building is incomplete. Now if the government spent $5 million in remedial work, in refurbishing this, put in AC, put in this, that, the next, that has been done. That is one of the criterion that when they exit, that contract has been terminated, they have to leave everything that they put in. They can't take out tiles. They can't take out terrazzo.
Can't take out the AC.
And these are things, my friends, that people are not looking at. You're paying a $25,000 or $30,000, maybe $50,000 a month rent. And you take a contract for 5 years. Look at the kind of money that has been spent there. And we have land given away. We have building that is not in use at this present time. Just in Woodford Lodge there,
yes.
There's about 2 or 3 buildings.
Yes.
Right? We have the Demco market across there. There's 2 or 3 buildings that is not being used. But again, who is going to benefit from those procurement and those rentals?
Friends, family, and financiers.
So again, those of you are locked on, we are speaking hard facts. Now I want to talk about the crime. I want to talk about the murder rate. The murder rate in Trinidad and Tobago presently is on the 500 marker.
516.
516.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask John Public outside if they understand really and truly what statistic means. In this program, we told you that the murder rate is going to cross 560 people. We are in November, December. In December month alone, we have a lot of peak period. We have a lot of peak functions and so forth that normally take place. Christmas Eve, Old Year's Night when people shooting up the place and all these things. We have a lot of parties that normally take place during the Christmas time. And we see a lot of, murder taking place during that period. So if we have 516 and we calculate, we're looking at 30 days and we're looking
10.
at 10, like 40 days, 40 by 2. And you add that 40 by 2, we're talking about 575, 580 murders in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, that is not the point I'm trying to make. I am trying to make the point that this, number 7 director, a decomposing body was found 4 days after shooting. Right? This is what we have been seeing. Decomposing body found 4 days after shooting.
That is not in the statistics.
That is not in the statistics. No. What about all those persons who are missing and they cannot find them? Last week, one Spanish national woman in Arima, she went missing for a couple of days. And when they found her with missing parts.
Oh
her
my
organs
God.
and all these.
Dismembered body parts.
These information is not coming to light. This information is being covered and nobody is saying anything about it. This information is on social media. This information is being aired. There is different groups of people. There is different, just like how there's a CARICOM chat, there's a Trinidadian chat, there's a Venezuelan chat, there's different chat group, Colombian, Indian. There are different chat groups of nationals of different countries in Trinidad and Tobago. I am fortunate that I have been in close proximity of many of these organizations. So I know what is taking place when it comes to Indian national, when it comes to Hispanic, when it comes to Jamaican. All these things I know because people are giving information to us on our program Hard Facts. So we are asking, my friends, those of you who are locked on, we have a lot of problems in this country and a lot of problems is being swept under the carpet frame.
Now, Imam, our esteemed Commissioner of Police, Mrs. Ola, approximately 3 weeks to a month ago, right, said to this nation that she is going to introduce joint army and police patrol.
We're still waiting.
We are still waiting to see that happen.
Yeah.
And we are already in the peak of the Christmas season.
Yeah, we're still
Wherever
waiting.
you go, business is booming. Just for this period, Christmas trees and Christmas lights and whatnot, everything is in sale. And, you know, the country is moving at a fast pace at this time of the year.
And
now,
everybody want to eat our food.
yes. Now, the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition was supposed to be holding some crime talks.
Yeah, when?
Right?
When forget it? When Falco get
We
it?
come into that.
Yeah.
That is yet to manifest. In today's newspaper, the leader of the opposition is saying that it seems as though Mr. Rowley, now this is my words, I'm just paraphrasing here. This is in my words. He's thinking somewhere else, all right? And she is thinking about writing the president of the state, which is Mrs. Kangaloo, President Kangaloo, to have some talk with him in a hope that he could change his mind and come with these crime talks.
Let me tell you
What
something.
the hell
Prem,
is really
Prem,
happening? Anybody serious about crime? Or you don't need man rush? You know?
Prem,
Eh?
you are so right. You are so right. When this morning, when we start our program, we had discussions. We were talking about the Prime Minister having 3 summits and no information coming in the forefront, alluding to what steps are being taken to help or to prevent. All they are doing right now in this country is managing the crime rate. That is it. Managing the crime rate. Nothing to stop crime. Manage it. If it's last year was 579, this year we go 585. 10 people dying, they make a difference. 10, 15 people dying, no problem.
That is the comfort
and
zone,
that
eh?
is the comfort. What is it? If it's 100, they might feel a little
Yeah.
low. But 10, 15 people dying more and more, that is only managing the crime rate in this country. Crime is really and truly is raising its head at a high pace, and the people to really and truly stop this is the opposition. We have a weak opposition in this country. The opposition don't need to go to Dr. Keith Rowley. Dr. Keith Rowley was supposed to come to the opposition. We have it wrong side. If you have a strong opposition, and I have been saying this over and over and over, it seems as though the only man really listened to me was Mr. Sat Maharaj. Right? The people of this living life who are living here, we have been saying this over and over. Every MP, you have approximately 25,000 people you're supposed to be represented in your constituency. Don't be like Dr. Keith Rowley. He had 29,000 and he knows none.
one of
And he
it,
knows
yeah.
none. I believe that you all are following Dr. Keith Rowley and you all looking to compete with him. He's the Prime Minister of this country. Everybody knows him. He might know anybody, but know for a fact that everybody knows him. There are MPs in this country that people, if you parade them in front of stage, who is this person? Who is this person? Who is this person? Nobody knows because maybe they have spoken in Parliament once or twice.
Yeah.
Right? And they are not in the glee. They are not in the limelight with the political leader. The political leader of the United National Congress have a handful of people with her. If you supported her, you could be in the pit here. If you're not supporting her, rock so.
Go eat your supper.
Go eat just, you rock so. But the point I'm making, MPs, your political leader should not be begging to meet Dr. Keith Rowley. Keith Rowley is supposed to be extending an invitation with date, time, and give amount of people to come to that meeting to have discussions, not to carry jokers, because we have MPs who do not know what is the role of an MP. Firstly, the role of an MP is to represent your constituency at the highest level, at all level. At all level. Whether you are a lawyer, whether you are a judge, whether you are a magistrate, whatever position you hold, in your private life, when you take the mantle, of
Of
being
MP,
an
MP.
MP,
Yes.
you're supposed to represent the housewife, the invalid, the intelligent, the ugly, the strong, the fat, the thin,
The rich
the
and the
Hindu,
poor.
the Muslim, everybody you're supposed to represent. You have to know who are your people. Don't be like the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm saying this, the reason why they treat the United National Congress and the opposition like how they are doing, it is because you all are weak and you all are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. If one MP come out of that track, right, and one MP start mobilizing and do the proper thing and mobilize for the people and show and demonstrate the cloth that they are made of, my friends, we are going to have a strong opposition in this country. And do it not for the media. Do it not for the media. Let the people speak about you. You know how to speak about yourself. You do not buy fame. Let people give you your respect and your honor. And the only way that could happen, Prem, is if you go and meet the people.
And that is what they're
not doing it. They're not doing it.
Imam, you're so right, boy. Hey, listen to this.
They're not doing it.
Number
Other
4.
things is important.
Number 4 on my list here. UNC crime talks to hit the road. Words of the opposition leader. To hold public consultation on crime with the people. 8 years?
8 years.
8 years? And you know what, to hold public consultation with the people on crime? Imam and I in this program have been advocating for MPs to come out and meet their people. But you know, Imam, 2 months before the election they go come.
Yes,
Yeah.
and when they come, I'll tell you something. When
2
they
months.
come, they're going to get 18 seats. They're going to get 18 seats.
Yes.
They got 19 the last time. They're going to get 18 seats.
And they're comfortable with opposition
and
politics.
they're going to remain in opposition, and they're going to get a 50,000 for office. They're going to get this, that, the next, the perks, the benefits, the blue light, the support, the security. They're going to get the breakfasts and the lunches and the dinners, and they're going to get everything, all the perks of MP, while you, the hard-working citizens in this country, of this Trinidad and Tobago, this once beautiful country, are going to pay for these things. Because we are paying the salaries of the opposition, and we are paying the salaries for the government via taxes.
You
What else do we
know
have?
something, Imam?
Yeah.
Let me read back this again. The opposition leader said that the UNC crime talks will hit the road. She's going to hold public consultation on crime with the people. You hold a public meeting on crime, Madam Opposition Leader, in any constituency, you're not going to get more than 200 people attending.
Exactly.
Nobody
Exactly.
wants to hear you all. Yellow belly, juice belly, dal belly, people.
What they're supposed to be doing, right? If I was a political leader at this point in time, I would have asked the MPs.
Come out and meet your people.
No, not only come out and meet your people, show how much people you could get to present yourself to any of the AGMs. Or present yourself to the Monday Night Forum, the Cancel That Word Forum. Now this report. For the Monday Night Report, you check for your own self how much people MPs can bring out. They can't bring out more than a maxi load. They can't bring out more than 18 people. Right? And the other people who really come there is people who come there to protect their bread and butter. Older men, older women, the senators, and
Mayors,
those, and
to
mayors.
show their
And they
face.
come there, office staff. They come there because they have to protect their viability and their jobs. But look at John Public. John Public don't come there. They will give jerseys. They will walk across the different areas, and they will look for those old, frail, weak people. Those are the people who go to meeting. The intellectual one don't go to no meeting. The real intellectual men, the men who make a set of brouhaha and talk about politics and get rid of Kamala and do this and do the next.
Their money does talk.
They don't go to no meeting.
No.
They don't go to a meeting. They give contributions.
And they're on both sides of the fence.
And they eat lavishly with the leader in the luncheons and the dinners, while you and I, the normal, hard-working citizens of this country, are thrown by the wayside in both elements, in both sides of the fence, in the PNM and the UNC.
Imam, you know something? The government has failed the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and the blasted opposition has also failed the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So we're in the lagoon, no man's land.
Exactly. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're closing our program today. As I said before, I want to talk about, I want to talk about the Minister of Works, Mr. Rohan Sinanan. Because here what, I just given you a prelude. The Works Ministry goes on a public education drive, right, to curb road debt. Hey, ridiculous. I will talk about that. Ridiculous. Ministry going on what? They're going on a public, this is going to cost money, public education. The same damn money you all going to use to pay PA system and mic and get venue and all these damn things. Fix the bloody roads. Fix the roads. We're coming back for you all after the break. Let's take a break, Director.
So welcome back, friends, to our program Hard Facts, and this is our final segment. And you know, friends, I want to say hats off to Inshan Ismail. Imam?
Yeah.
Inshan Ismail. Inshan was instrumental, or highly instrumental, in erecting a guard booth leading to the bamboo village, okay? And a lot of hullabaloo by the police and whatever, and the booth is being built. Look at the pictures of it
That's
there.
the picture of the booth.
All right? It's a big, spacious booth. It is away from the road, my friends. And, you know, the people of that area, they are going to pay their security to protect their area day and night. Hats off to Imam. Now, hats off to Inshan. Now, Imam, you mentioned something about Mr. Rohan Sananan. All right? He's going to hold a symposium on public education to what? To curb road deaths.
Ministry.
Right.
Ministry works goes on public education drive to curb road death. Now, this is what we are seeing, my friends. Now, I'll tell you something, right? When you look at what is happening in our country, Trinidad and Tobago, we have the largest natural pitch lake. We have a reservoir of pitch, right? We have the largest and we have the worst road. I mean, how that could equate, how that could add up, how that could really and truly add up. And you know something, Prem? If people in this country, right, you have a piece of land, and this is how this government is, and they put in pressure on the citizens of this country. If you have a piece of land, and that land have things like oil, that land have things like minerals, that have
natural resources.
Yeah. It belongs to the government. It belongs to the state.
Yeah.
So you have a piece of land.
You have no rights
and you want to dig out some oil sand. You have to apply. You have to get a permit. This is the red tape that is causing Trinidad and Tobago to sink. My friends, we are suffering under bad leadership. That's the problem. The criminal elements in this country, they know that they can murder people and get away with it. They know that. That's the real reason. You know something? If they know for a fact that a hand was going to cut off, you know, a foot was going to be cut off, they're going to be hanging the square, Woodford Square in Port of Spain, and they know something like that is going to happen, you're going to realize immediately the crime rate is going to drop. But you know, when people start to talk about this, they say that Islamic law, and that Islamic law. Look at your Bible, read your Bhagavad Gita, and look at the punishment. Capital punishment was instilled when people commit crime. This is what is happening. They know for a fact that, you know, a man was telling me this morning. He said, Imam, you know, this is spreading like wildfire. I said, what is that, boy? He said, there's a group of people going outside there and extorting people for protection in this country. I mean, that is a serious allegation. That's a serious situation. What is it the Commissioner of Police, Minister of National Security, what is it that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is doing? Now, the government is taxing, right? The government is taxing. All the different ministries are taxing. And now, the bandits, they are taxing,
They're taxing
people.
those,
So what is going to happen? Then we are going to work, like I was explaining to a person, when you work for $100, you only working for $77.50 because $12.50 going via VAT. That is already leaving your hands. So don't feel you have 100, you only have 77.50. Start a budget your money from there. Then you have to pay for electricity, you have to pay for water, internet, food, high cost of living, and all these things. What are you working for? You know, people from I will just give you a little insight. I'm going to give you a little inside information from the chat groups that I've been part of and watching. Venezuelan nationals are going back. They are going back to their countries. People of Trinidad, and you might laugh and say, it's good for them, let them go back. The problem with that is that they are only working for food and they are only working to pay rent in this country. And that is how hard it is. And you, Trinidadian, you are living off the fatness of the country in the best way of all, saying no and doing nothing and just collect. You remember the lady? How much food card they want?
Yeah, 50,
how much food?
50.
How much? Give me 50 food card. Yeah? And you go in and you work CPEP. I know people in this country. They go into work CPEP. They have good education and they work in CPEP just to get $85 and $100 free money. Because they go in and sit down and they're doing nothing. So those of you who are watching
Yeah, but Imam, you say that Trinidad is because of bad government, all these road business thing and whatnot is going bad.
Yeah.
I beg to differ.
Tell me.
Let me tell you why I beg to differ.
Yeah.
For 8 years, we never had a change in the Minister of Finance.
Yeah.
The man do not go to work.
Yeah.
For 8 years, we had, where I want him, the health man.
Yeah, but I'll tell you
Mr.
something.
Kafa and the COVID man.
Let me just stop right
8
here.
years. Just now, 8 years. Good Minister of Health. 8 years, Minister of Works. Senator, good Minister of Works. Eh? So
You remember...
Rowling has seen nothing wrong with him.
No, but it's not a matter that it clearly indicates here that you brought up a very integral point. And I want Trinidad and Tobago to listen to this. Why
And for 8 years, we had the same opposition leader.
Why it is...
Who are doing nothing.
Exactly. Why it is that Colum Imbert remained the finance minister for 8 years without any change. Why? He's such a great expert.
Yeah.
Is this man such a great expert that he can, he have the Midas touch to keep the inflation rate low and to keep the unemployment low? Why it is that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago could shift everybody around? He could shift men like Faris Alwari and send them down in St. Madeleine.
You see how Kim Jong-un from North Korea is the supreme leader?
Yeah.
So to Imbert is the supreme minister of finance.
Exactly.
Nobody could touch him.
Exactly. So those of you are local, we leaving some food for thoughts for you all. Why it is it that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago cannot touch Colum Imbert because he is untouchable?
Or is he holding some secrets?
I raise my hand, I surrender. So my friends, those of you who are locked on, again, I want to just say a special hello to my boy, Philip Alexander. I know for a fact that he is very disgruntled with the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. Brother, our advice is keep the mill running, keep the fire burning. All right, and maybe your turn wasn't right now. Maybe you was a little misguided a bit. But again, you were doing a really good job, right? You were a beacon of hope for many, many people. And we are here asking you to come on board, join us on this program, Hard Facts. That is Mr. Philip Alexander, where we're going to have discussion again. Maybe all you need to do on this program is just tone down a little bit and talk the real facts and let the country know what is taking place in this once beautiful country, Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, Imam, before we close, I would like to say a big thank you to all those who came out to the march yesterday. We had advocated and advertised in our program here. All right? And big thank you to them. And for those of you who were not present or who choose not to be there, half of your life you miss.
Let me just close off with this as you close off there. When you look at what is taking place, the genocide in Palestine at this point in time, we're talking about 51. This is not official statistics. This is what we are seeing. This is what we are calculating. Just like in Trinidad and Tobago, the murder rate is 516. That is maybe statistics, yes. But again, we could show that something is adverse there because we have a body here. A body, we don't know if they add that to it as yet. We don't know. But the point I'm making is that when you have 5,100 babies dying via bombing and mutilations and all these things, when you realize that over 25,000 civilians were killed.
Imam, they are wiping away the future generations of Palestine.
When you look at 1.4 million people are displaced,
hungry.
and starving in this country, how can you classify? You were talking about genocide with Hitler. Huh? They know for the media escalated it and saying 10 million Jews were killed, and this were killed, and those people were annihilated via torture and furnaces and injections and gas and all these things. Today we are seeing the reality. There are people who are eating a whole camel. They are eating a whole camel, my brothers and sisters. And there are people who cannot see the end of a chicken foot in Palestine. And you know something? We are happy. I want to tell you all something. If you are happy, continue. I am not happy. I am saddened. Why? Because whether it be a Jew, whether it be a Christian, whether it be a Hindu, whether it be a Muslim, when one human life have been lost, it is as though the whole of mankind have died. Right? That is my concept, and that came from the glorious Quran, where God Almighty says that if you save one life, it is as you save the whole of mankind.
Siyaramamay sabajagajani karupranam jodi yugapani. Research that. That is what Imam just said. I said it in Hindi.
So those of you again, my friends, we ask you to join our program, send messages, send texts, and be part of our program, Hard Facts. Because I tell you something, we are here to stay. We didn't encroach on nobody's rights. We say it as it is. Now, if the opposition leader have a problem, if the prime minister have a problem, please, all we are asking, maybe we are wrong. Maybe we said something wrong. If we said something wrong, we do apologize. We do apologize to both leader of opposition and the prime minister. We apologize abundantly. But what we are saying, we have been asking that if you are doing something good, or you are elevating the status of the country, highlight it, let me see, let Prem see, so that we can be able to talk about it. We are not seeing those things. We are not seeing representation coming from the opposition as well as the government of Trinidad and Tobago.
So we in a failed state.
Failed state, so smoke that in your pipes. My friends, again, we thank you all for viewing. We ask you all to continue joining with us Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays on this lovely station, Sentinel Media Broadcasting. Before you go, please share this video so that others can benefit from our program, Hard Facts. May God Almighty bless you and your entire family. A pleasant good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago.